Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So in this video, I'll show you how to form a differential equation for this equation. Okay, we have y equals to x minus 2bx minus 3ax squared. Okay, in the previous video, I already showed you how to form a differential equation for this equation. Okay, y equals to ax squared plus 11x. So in this equation, we have a instead of y and x. So if we have a, we just differentiate this equation once. That means we must find dy dx only, and then we can solve or we can form a differential equation. Okay, so in this equation, we have a and b. So the tip here, if we have two variable besides y and x, okay, for example a and b, so we must differentiate twice. That means we must find dy dx, the first derivative, and after that we must find the second derivative, or d square y dx square. Okay, so the first derivative for this equation, or dy dx, is equals to differentiate x, we get 1, and then differentiate 2 minus differentiate minus 2bx, we get negative 2b, and negative 3ax square, we get negative 6ax. Okay, so this is our first equation, and this is the second equation, and we must differentiate one more time. So we have d square y dx square. So we differentiate 1, we get 0, and then we differentiate 2b, also 0, so we don't have to write 0 here. And then we differentiate negative ax, we get negative 6a. Okay, so this is the third equation. Okay, so from the third equation here, we can get an a as the subject matter. So right here from equation 3, okay, from equation 3, so we have d square y dx square equals to negative 6a. So our a is equals to negative 1 over 6 d square y dx square. Okay, we transfer negative 6 to the left side, so it becomes divided by negative 6. So I just write like this, negative 1 over 6 d square y dx square. So this is our fourth equation. And then from equation 2, okay, our equation 2 is dy dx equals to 1 minus 2b minus 6ax. So from equation 2, we can get b as the subject matter. Okay, so we have, okay, this is equation 2. So b from equation 2 is equals to, okay, dy dx, okay, and then minus 1, okay, dy dx minus 1 plus 6ax, and then divided by negative 2. Okay, so this is equation 5. Okay, so if we look at the equation 5, we can see that in this equation we have a here, so we can substitute a from equation 4 into this equation. Okay, so substitute equation 5 into equation, substitute equation 4, okay, into equation 5. We substitute a into this equation 4 into equation 5. So b is equals to dy dx minus 1 plus 6ax. So a from equation 4 is negative 1 over 6 d square y dx square. Okay, so 6ax, 6a, this is our a from equation 4, and then we have x, and divided by negative 2. So we simplify this equation, so we get dy dx minus 1, okay, and then 6 times negative 1 over 6 is equals to negative 1. Okay, this one, and then we have x at the back, so we multiply with d square y dx square. We have x d square y dx square, and divided by negative 2. So this is equation 6. Okay, so this is our b, our new b without an a in the equation. Okay, so we already have a from equation 4 and b from equation 6. So we can substitute both equations, equation 4 and equation 6, into equation 1, into the first equation. Okay, this equation. So our first equation, okay, so substitute equation 4 and 6 into equation 1. Okay, so our first equation just now is y equals to x minus 2bx minus 3ax square. So we substitute b and a in this equation, so we have x minus 2 times with our b just now is dy dx minus 1 minus x d square y dx square divided by negative 2. So we substitute here dy dx minus 1 minus x d square y dx square, and then divided by negative 2. So minus 2bx minus 2, this is b, and then x minus 3a, a is negative 1 over 6 d square y dx square, okay, so minus 3ax square, so minus 3a, and then x square. Okay, so we simplify this equation. Okay, y equals to x, then negative 2 times negative 2, we have positive 1, and then we have x at the back, so x we multiply with all the terms in this bracket. So This one we have positive, because negative negative is positive. So x times dy dx, we have x dy dx. And then 1 times negative 1 is negative x. And then x times negative x d square y dx square is negative x square d square y dx square. Okay. And then minus 3 times negative 1 over 6 is equals to positive 1 over 2. Okay, 3 times 1 over 6 is 1 over 2. And then we have x squared at the back. So we just write x squared d square y dx square. Okay, we simplify again. So we have x, 1x minus 1x is equals to 0. Okay, and then positive x dy dx. Okay, so x dy dx. And then we have negative 1 x squared plus 1 over 2, sorry, negative 1 x squared d square y dx square plus 1 over 2 x squared d square y dx square. So we simplify negative 1 plus 1 over 2 is equals to negative 1 over 2 x squared d square y dx square. Okay, so our last step is we transfer all or we collect all the terms at one side only. So for example, these two terms at the right side, we transfer to the left side. So we have y, y minus x dy dx, and then plus 1 over 2 x square d square y dx square is equals to 0. So this is the differential equation for this equation just now. Okay, so I repeat, the tip here is if we have two variables besides y and x, this is y and x. So if we have two variables here, for example a and b, so we must differentiate 2 times. We must find dy dx and d square y dx square, and then we can solve for the differential equation. We can form the differential equation. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum and bye.